good point. I think we do have Jaylin Carter ready to go, so let's talk to him a little about, obviously, his quarterback. Obviously has it, the shirt on, committed to Southern Miss. Congratulations on your commitment, Jaylin.
Appreciate you guys.
Yes, sir, man. Appreciate you coming on, man. So for those that don't know about this Lowndes program, walk us through, man, what it's like, playing in South Georgia and being a part of this great program with Adam Carter and being down there.
So I've pretty much grown up and raised in Lowndes, but also, as you want to say, it's pretty special to me because, like growing up and being a kid that's always been like at every game, you know what I'm saying? Like every game, and just having like a big pride on like the culture, essentially, because South Georgia football culture is everything, and that's all we care about, to be honest. We don't have like no NFL, NBA team. We have literally Lowndes or Vasa or VSU. So I feel like it's a big like pride thing, and it's just like playing for what you grow up and what you know, essentially. And Coach Carter came in and, he instilled that into us, and he made sure that they know that this culture is like gonna stay here, that nothing was gonna change. He even brought back throwback jerseys this year. So it's been pretty exciting.
Speaking of culture, just talk about what makes that rivalry, the Wintersville Classic, just so special. You play in it, you've been a part of it all, I'm sure, your 4 years of being there at Lowndes. What makes that rivalry so special and a can't-miss event here in the state of Georgia?
So the rivalry is like really special to me in many ways because not only have I played in it, my dad's played in it, my cousins are played in it. I have two cousins that went to Valdosta, Jace Rogers and Todd Bradley Glenn, and they played in it, and they played pretty big roles in the game. And, just being on the other side, because everybody went to Valdosta besides my cousin Keelan, playing linebacker here. It's deep. Like I remember like being as a kid, like one of Winterville's games has been on my birthday, and I remember like as a kid, like my cousins and aunties telling me, "Jaylin, you gonna lose on your birthday, man." And that's like the worst feeling. You end up losing, you're like crying and stuff as a kid. That's not good, and it's your birthday. So it's pretty great. This year we changed it around. Our senior class was well bonded, and the number one thing on the goal sheet was to beat that team and improve our year. And I feel like we did that. We went beyond that in many of ways.
And before I throw it to my co-host, I wanted to just ask you about that improved year. 836 yards receiving this year, over 50 catches, a lot of touchdowns. Just talk about just how you were able to improve so much this year and the chemistry that you have with the quarterback, Jace Johnson, down there.
So just me being able to improve this year has been like, I would say, more of a push on myself because like, I'm not going to say like I wasn't pushing myself hard because I work pretty hard and I do everything I need to do. But I felt like we were trying to make a change in like our offense. So we had Marvis at quarterback. So we switched Marvis to like an athlete role. And I had Jace. And Jace obviously has been pretty young, but he was already known like recruiting wise. So I think that like building up his confidence was like a very, very big key. So me and Jace actually, from the start of like February, me and Jace literally lived in the indoor, like before school at like 6 a.m. to after school to like 5:36. Plenty of times Coach Carter came in there and actually kicked us out because like we were there too long and other people were like coming in and stuff, and they're like, "You can't be here." Like that's probably happened to us like more than 10 times. Like we literally lived and breathed of doing that. Like me and Jace, all the passes that we threw in this season, we probably thrown in the off season and just like in the season in general, probably more than like 1,000,000 times because we worked out so much. And I try to make sure that he understands like he has to be more free and he has to feel confident in his play. And, trust us, you know what I'm saying? We're going to be in the right position and we're going to do stuff to help him. And he's going to do stuff to help us in many ways. So I feel like that was pretty big, and just pushing myself because I'm not going to say I wasn't fast or anything, but I wanted to get faster. I want to be able to just run past guys because, watching like Tyreek Hill and stuff, like it's pretty cool to do. And I feel like my hands like catching more in traffic, which I did kind of my junior season, but I wanted to do a little bit better. So I set pretty high goals up for myself. So it was just a great year to go and achieve those things. And, our coaches believed in us like a lot. Our coaches believed in us a lot, and it's just all around trust with everybody in the building, I would say.
And obviously, growing up, you would visualize yourself playing in these big games, going up against Valdosta in that historic rivalry. But you're out there this season. The atmosphere is huge. It's electric. How do you think that's prepared you just to be able to handle the pressure in college?
I would say so. Me coming to Southern Miss has I feel like it's been like one of the easiest decisions outside of just like the coaches, because the coaches were like the biggest thing to me, like having that relationship. At Lowndes, like playing in front of 10,000, and I'm playing on a good, like not even just the rivalry game. You're playing in front of like thousands of people. So multiplying that like on the level of college, like I mean, I feel like it's the same because the culture of Southern Miss and like the football there, it's like it's South football, South football. So like I feel like it's the same. So going from high school to where I play, where everybody in the town is going to the games on Friday nights, everybody in Hattiesburg is going to be probably going to the games on Saturdays. I feel like everything, like the community is very like around the sports that goes on in the town. So I feel like that was a great thing for me to like try to commit to, and just like something I should just keep going that's consistent in my life, and just stay where I'm at with like having a good like community based feeling.
And then walk us through just the end of this season. You don't have your destination exactly planned out yet, but then to be able to hit January, get the relationship with the coach, and then do you feel like it was something where just you had trust in the process that it was going to work out for you in the end?
So I would say I have a great relationship with Coach Huff and Coach Lockett at Southern Miss now, but like just I feel like relationships now in college football are like the like forefront of everything. Like that's very important, and like I had very, very strong trust in them to put me in the places I wanted to go, and just talking to them like number of times over the phone and having our conversations in person and stuff. Like I feel like that was where I needed to be. I needed to be around people that were gonna push me in certain ways, and just put like great things on my mind, and like have God involved in what I do, and what I'm saying, like just push me in ways I can't even describe. And I feel like that was happening just with me just talking to them on visits or them calling or whatever. And I just felt like that was home.
Yeah, and then talk to me about when you went down there. Was it just did you just automatically know? Was it just, did you go into Hattiesburg and just know that this is where you wanted to be and where you wanted to play your college football?
I would say I knew right about maybe the night I got there. The night I got there, I'm so mad. Okay, yeah. But right about the night that I got there, I pretty much knew I was there. I mean, there were so many familiar faces that I knew that were there, and like it just felt really like real. Like the relationships real, the people are real. Hattiesburg is a special place. Like when we were going around the town, it looked exactly like Lowndes down here. It looked like Valdosta. So it's like very, very essential to me just staying at home and being community based.
And then I think you mentioned Tyreek Hill earlier. So obviously you like to model your game against some people. When you're watching yourself on film, what's a part of your game where you can see like, okay, I'm doing this right. This is a strength of mine. What do you like about your game?
I would say if I'm going non-physical here, I think like my ability to know like X's and O's. I would say I'm like Luke Kuechly on offense. Like I know pretty much what the defense is gonna do. I could tell you a coverage. I could tell you what they're in. I could tell you why they're doing what they're doing. I could tell you stunts, coverages, fronts, everything. But if I'm going physical, I would say my ball tracking ability. That's something that I've worked on like more than a million times. Like it's something I love to do. Like I literally, matter of fact, I got a football in the back of my car. I literally sit here and throw it from like right here and just catch it like all the time. That's something that's very important to me. And just knowing how to catch the ball in general, like because I've been playing receiver since I was like maybe 7, 8 years old, and like my I would say my notable, like, it would be like Odell. That's my favorite player. So I do a lot of stuff that he does, and then just Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase, guys from like LSU. That's like stuff that I like, and I don't know. I'm like a film junkie, so like I watch film probably more than coaches. Like sometimes some games, like I was already on. Like we would just finish the game Friday, and I already be talking about the next team on Saturday. Like there was no rest to what I do. I love what I do, and I love film, and I love playbooks, and that's actually something I want to do. I want to be a coach. So
Talk about just, peeling away from those special guys you just mentioned, right? Obviously, Jamar Chase, not the biggest guy in terms of height, but very physical. Used to play running back. Obviously, a phenomenal player for the Bengals. Just had his gloves and his cleats, obviously shrined in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Triple Crown winner, obviously, Justin Jefferson, a route runner supreme. You know what I'm saying? Also another elite guy, all-pro guy. What about their games just stands out to you?
I would say Justin Jefferson, his ability to like get in and out breaks. He's pretty fast as soon as he gets out of his break, and his hands are like really, really good. Jamar Chase is physical, and I really like that. Like he's smooth. He's really, really smooth, and that's something that I really, really like. Another guy I like is Devontae Adams. His route running is unbelievable. Before a game, I probably watch like the week, like week 13, week 12, best routes, and I love watching stuff like that before the game. That's a lot of stuff that I try to like model my game after. Odell, obviously, I watch his highlights all the time. I probably have like 5 videos saved of his highlights. It's unbelievable.
For sure.
My cousin Greg Reed, I watch his little punt return and his highlights. Lemonade by Gucci Mane. That's the only reason why I know that song is because of his highlight reel. And I try to model my game after so many people because, like, you can only, like, you're only as great as what you attempt to do. Like, you got to go achieve certain things, and, like, you're not going to know everything. So you need to, like, learn and soak in as much as you can is what, like, I try to tell the guys after me because, like, as coming in at 9th grade, 10th grade, like I wasn't the best guy, but learning from the seniors and the people ahead of me taught me a lot to be where I am now.
And then obviously you said you knew that night that you got there that you were going to be going to Southern Miss. You felt comfortable, felt like home. But talk about the relationship you built with Desmond Lindsley, who's obviously the wide receiver coach there.
So actually, we have Coach Dobson. That's from So the Marshall staff is actually, well, some of the Marshall staff is actually out there. So Coach Dobson and Coach Lockett and Coach Huff, those are the guys that basically recruited me, essentially. So my relationship with them, I met them in the summer. And this past summer, I was doing a camp, the Mercer camp, actually. I had a lot of schools that needed to see me in person. And Coach Huff actually Coach Huff might just be the funniest coach I've ever met in my life. He pulled me to the side after I ran a route, which this camp, Mercer camp, is a great camp, and we played against a lot of good talent or whatever. But I think the rep that after he pulled me was against a couple like JUCO guys or something like that. And me and my teammate Aiden Sifa, who signed to West Georgia, we won the rep. And he pulled me to the side, and he was like, he said, that was a good route. He said, what did you do to get open? I said, I dipped my shoulder and I stacked, and then I broke off. I had a post route. And he asked me where Marshall was, which I was originally committed to Marshall. And, the connection with him, the relationship, that's why I flipped to Southern Miss to follow him. And he asked me where Marshall was, and I said the DMV because I literally have no clue where Marshall is. And he said, no, that's not where it is. I was like, I knew it was in Virginia, though. But he was like, no, not that Virginia. And he kept asking me, like, just simple questions. He was like, do you know where your house is? And I was like, obviously, I know where my house is. What type of question is this? And then I thought to myself, I was like, I know where my home about to be. And he liked it. He was like, yeah. And he offered me after the camp. And so that just talking to him and Coach Lockett and Coach Dobson has been like one of the like craziest roller coasters of my life, and it's been pretty fun. And I love those guys, and it's been an adventure.
100%. Well, Jaylin, we say thank you so much for coming on and sharing a little bit about your story. Incredible year and career at Lowndes. Wish you nothing but the best at Southern Miss.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.